Good afternoon. My name is Rebecca J. Steiger, and I'm going to talk to you about something that I feel very strongly about, and is it are churches becoming country clubs? And this is something that really aggravates me. You know, when a church has to approve you for their membership, when you have to take in your tax returns and say, here, this is what I make, so that they can tell you how much you can pay them so that you are allowed to join their church. Or sometimes you have to take the pastor out to lunch and buy he and his wife's lunch, talk with him so that he can get your background and your knowledge so that he can approve you. This is ridiculous. This is not a church. This is a country club. You are then joining something that is not religious. You're joining something that is a country club because you're being judged before you ever join. You're being judged by that minister. And then it goes before the board so that they can tell you if you qualify and meet their qualifications to join their church, to take their communion, to listen to that man's sermon on how to guide you through this life. I don't think so. I don't think so, because he's not guiding you. He's giving you his interpretation. Is that what you need? Maybe. I don't know. You know, people want to belong. But do you want to belong so badly that you lose everything else that you have, including your self-respect, your identity? You know, I know people, and this is truth, I know people who have turned over the deeds to their home and their property as collateral in case they cannot pay the church what the church tells them that they owe. I know people who have lost when they are older and they can no longer pay these tithes or this commitment that they have made. You know, they didn't borrow money on this property. They didn't go to the bank and say, I need X number of dollars. They went to a church. A church. Churches are supposed to take care of their flock. Ministers are supposed to take care of his people, and instead they take their homes. They put them on the street. I mean, this is horrible. You know, I tell people, and I am not against all churches, don't get me wrong, I am against those churches, but I am not against all churches, because I feel that if you need that church connection, that family connection, that strength, if you are that afraid, then you need to be in a church. But you need to be in a loving church. When you walk in and you sit down and you listen to the sermon and you listen to the music, and because you are not a member of that church, they pass communion over you. You cannot take communion in their church until you join. I don't want to be a part of that. I want nothing to do with that. You know, they tell you to fear God, and if you don't do these rules and these regulations, which each church is different, each denomination is different, then you're not going to heaven. You won't get the crown in heaven. Well, I've got news for everybody. You know, all dogs go to heaven, and everyone is going. You might not be on the same levels, but I do think everyone goes to heaven. Why fear God, or Spirit, Mother, Father, Child, whatever you choose to call this great supreme being that I know exists because I have stood before him? Why fear such a loving entity? And what you are doing by these golden rules that man has set down is you are following man's rules. You're not following God's rules. God's rules are so simple. Look within yourself. Follow your path and live. And love and accept God in his divine. Accept Jesus Christ in his divine. And look within yourself. You know, now I can get on to evangelist, TV evangelist, where they say, dig deep into your pockets. And if you will send me $100, I will send you this perfect bookmark that has been blessed, and I will send you a blessing. So you have to buy your blessings. And if you send me $300, I will send you this perfect bookmark. I will send you my book, and I will send you a blessing. Okay, the book was probably $21.95 or $24.95. The blessing is what costs. We are all blessed. We all receive blessings in this life. And you just have to look within yourself to see what your blessing and your gifts are. You have to look around you and see that you are blessed. Blessings don't cost anything. Blessings do not cost anything. Churches should be, and I'm aware that in the church they have to pay the minister, they have upkeep, they have to pay for certain things, utilities, just as we all do in this life. But to rape those people and tell them and judge them and tell them that this is what they have to pay to belong to this church is wrong. It's ludicrous. But people want to belong. They want to have a family. They want to be cared about. Well, I hate to tell you this, but you're not cared about in that church. If you were, they would open their doors, and their doors would never be closed to anyone in this life. No matter how much money you make, or how much money you have, or how privileged you are in life, or how unprivileged you are in life, the doors would be open to each and every one. And there are many, many churches that also do that. They let all are welcome. They're loving churches. I am so adamant and so tired of people coming to me who belong to a church and they have had to pay to get in that church's door. That's not the way it's supposed to be. It's absolutely wrong. When you join a country club, which I have many friends that belong to country clubs, I'm all for country clubs. They know what the fees are, how much they're going to have to pay each month to belong to that club, to play golf, swim, have drinks and dinner with friends, and enjoy one another in a private setting. They know those fees. So country clubs do exist, and that's wonderful. Churches, however, and there are very, very exclusive country clubs that, you know, are racial, are biased, whether it be your income, your sex, your race, your creed, your color, whatever it might be. There are those country clubs also. These churches are more like those country clubs. You have to be approved by our committee. You have to pay this amount of money in order to walk in my church door, to learn the knowledge and receive the gift from the divine. And it's their interpretation. Again, it is that man's interpretation of what he says the Bible is. It's his interpretation. It's not God's interpretation, it's man's. It's not God's rules, it's man's. God does not judge you and tell you, before you get to the gates of heaven, now you need to send me your tax return, and then you need to pay me 10% of that tax return each and every year that you are here in heaven. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. You have to send me $100 or $300 or $200. Pick out the plan and dig deep into your pockets and send me this for a blessing, and I will bless you. Blessings cost nothing. Blessings are what we receive from the Supreme Being. Blessings are in this life, and they are free. Absolutely free. And to fear God and be told that there's only X number of angels in the world is wrong. God is such a loving entity. Spirit's such a loving entity. The angels, there are literally thousands of angels. And they are here. And they walk among us. They fly. They live beside us. All they want you to do is ask them to come in, and they will help you. They will give you those blessings for free. All you have to do is ask. You know, I just do not believe in judging people. I don't believe in charging people outrageous amounts of money to go to church. Think about this. You're at a toll booth. When you walk through that, when you go drive through that toll booth every morning on your way to work, when you drive through that, you throw the money in the slot. You're filling this preacher's coffers while you drain your own. Don't drain all of your life's possessions that you have worked so hard for. Do not give them away to someone just so that you belong. Just so you can hear this sermon. Just so you can be with this family. Again, I am not against churches. There are many wonderful churches out there. I am against the false prophets. When your preacher wears a $1,000 suit and crocodile shoes and drives a large luxury car, and I have seen this happen, and leaves the air conditioner on or the heater on, just which depends on which it is, while they go in and shop for an hour, you are paying for that. You're paying for his luxuries in life. Don't pay for his luxuries in life. Let him lead you on a positive path, on a loving path, not one of greed. And because he drives a big car, or because he wears a $1,000 suit, does not mean that he is a better prophet than the man that stands at a pulpit, or someone who comes on YouTube or on the internet and says, love God and open your heart in a spiritual way. Open your mind to live a more positive, healing life. Think about this. Comment to me on this, whether you agree or you disagree. I love to hear from you. Again, I'm Rebecca J. Steiger. I'm an author of And the Angels Spoke and From Ashes to Angelite. I do channeling through the angels. I do lectures. And I'm also an Aware Talk radio host. I belong to Inner Circle Publishing. Go in and check my books out. And thank you for listening today. It looks like my time is about up, according to the clock on the wall. So I look forward to talking with you again soon, and I will be back on to talk more about this. Have a great day. Thank you.